If you do go on to enjoy today's video, do me a favour and hit that like button and of course subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com, and of course you can use the code TVM at the checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to the Road to Glory for the final time. I know I said yesterday that don't panic, it's going to go for at least another week or two before I make my final decision and get your feedback and such, but today's the day. It has to end. There's absolutely no point. I have no desire, and I hate the game. I mean, to say that I hate the game sounds harsh, but in all honesty, this has been coming for over 18 months now, I think. Since the sort of the first major patch of FIFA 19, that's when I started to really dislike FIFA. To the point where now I don't mind playing with the likes of Inform, Nkunku and Niang because they're not meant to be good. I like playing with those type of cards because it gives me some sort of underdog feeling. When I score with them, when I win games with them, it's enjoyable because I'm not meant to be winning. I'm not meant to be scoring. They're not meant to be good, but I'm still beating people with those players. And that's what I like about it. Because if I go into a game with my Red Hazard and my Icon Hadji and whatever else the team is, I'm expected to play well, I'm expected to win, and the game just isn't built for consistency. The pros will, I wouldn't say that they would argue against me, although I would say that they would probably tell you that anyone can go on and win 40, 30 in a row or whatever it may be. But as a pro, they are just head and shoulders above everybody else. They put 3, 4, 5 times the amount of time into the game than even myself, and I've got nearly 1,000 games on my Road to Glory account, and I've got countless games on other accounts as well, but they've got, 5,000 games on their account. They play it to death because they have to. It's their job. They have to be good at it. But they're so good that they can overcome the bullshit in the game. I am not that good, and I'm not willing to try and become that good to overcome it. And I don't want to. I want to have a game that works. I want to play a game that is fair for everyone every single time you play it. EA have just tweeted that they've released some like a pitch note saying that they've improved responsiveness, and I'm not even going to read it. I don't even care because I don't believe a word they say. I just don't believe them. They talk absolute nonsense, and they don't listen to anything that we want. They don't take anything on board in terms of criticism. They drive me absolutely mental. Now, with that being said, I'm happy to continue to play the game in terms of player reviews and prediction videos because I still love football, and this is the closest thing, bar Football Manager, this is the closest thing I can get to the game in terms of playing it. Football Manager, I can manage it, but I can't actually play it. This I can actually play. PES is awful, don't get me started on that. If you enjoy any of this, by the way, like in terms of if you enjoy FIFA and you love playing it, you can't understand why people hate it, honestly, I wish I was you. I really do, because I wish I loved this game, but I just don't. Let me give you a few reasons why today's the day. So, I played a couple of drafts earlier, and obviously I don't do very well in draft as a rule of thumb, I got knocked out in the first round. The reason I got knocked out in the first round of the first draft was because I left. The game was 3-3 and I just quit. The reason I quit was because I was 3-1 up. I was about to go, well, I would have gone 4-1 or at least had a chance. A 90% chance of scoring with Ronaldo. I was a 2-on-1, right? He threw everything forward because he was 3-1 down, and as soon as I scored that third goal, I started feeling the game really like fighting me, right? It was really going against me. But I managed to nick the ball from what I think was a corner. I got the ball out with Mbappe, and Ronaldo was next to me. I pressed LB when facing him, and he just went, and he was gone. And I was like, right, I'm going to wait until the very last moment, and I'm going to play this ball through, and he's going to be through on goal. We're going to score a fourth. Job done. I've done it before, time and time again. I can do it again. Not a problem. I start running with Mbappe. Ronaldo's off like a rocket. Still in my own half, both players. Ronaldo's approaching the halfway line, so I think, right, I don't want to hit it when he's on the halfway line because he'll probably be offside then. I'll hit it just before he gets to the halfway line. That makes sense. His defender is absolutely nowhere near the line in which the ball would have been played. I've gone to play a through ball because I want this to go on to where Ronaldo's going to run onto it, right? I don't want him to have to stop, lose momentum and get caught. I want him to keep running. I go to play a through ball. Defender intercepts it. Honestly, right, and I wish I had footage of this, he was absolutely nowhere near that passing lane. Nowhere near. Ronaldo's there, he's over there, and Mbappe's here, and he kicks it straight. What is this game? That was when I knew I'd lost that game. I was always going to lose that game from then on, because I'm not good enough to combat the bullshit, and my opponent is going to get every second ball. The goalkeeper's going to just turn to jelly. My players are going to be all over the place. And it was. And he scored twice, and I thought, you know what? I'm off. As soon as he scored that third goal, I just quit the game. I left. I should have given him an own goal. I feel quite guilty about it, really, but because it's not his fault, but it's the game's fault. I went into another draft against my better judgment. I won the first game 7-1, and I think I've got some footage of the of me claiming the reward. I actually forgot to press record. That's why you've not seen any. I wish I had footage of it, because I was so annoyed, even in going into the first draft. I forgot to press record. I thought I was recording, but anyway, I've shown you maybe some highlights of something, and I won 7-1, and I was still raging because the game wasn't going my opponent's way. Like, everything my opponent was doing, you could tell he wanted to pass it to like the guy in front of him, and it was going to the left, it was going to the right. I was like, what is this game doing? I felt bad for him. I think I still would have won if the game was on an even keel, because he wasn't quite there, but you could just tell he wasn't doing what he wanted to do. It was ridiculous. And same with me, like, half the time my passes weren't going where I aimed them, but luckily I managed to overcome it, and I was good enough to overcome it because my opponent wasn't that great, and I won 7-1. But I won a game 7-1, and I'm still annoyed. What other game does that to you? I can lose 8-0 in Football Manager and still find a positive to take away from it. Alright, okay, well, at least I know that formation doesn't work. Right, well, at least I know he's not good enough to be in my midfield. In FIFA, I win 7-1 and I'm still annoyed. There's no positive to take from that. Into the next game, I lose 3-2. Guy was just as good as me. Just one of those games. If I'd won 3-2, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have batted an eyelid, and same with me. I was just raging at the game in general from that point. It was just one of those things. And when I lost that game 3-2, that was the final straw. And I thought, you know what? I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not running an account where seemingly we're not really playing for anything. You know, the game has got to the point where we need Team of the Year cards, we need the top end icons to make it to progress. You know, the team is at the point where I've started build. I could literally build 4 teams that are just as good as each other, that don't use the same cards, with one account without spending any money. That's how many cards I have. That's how many good players I have. But I can't get beyond that point because they are too expensive, you know? I saw Bateson the other day, right? He sold his Moments Ronaldinho. And in the tweet, I don't know whether he said it to get a rise, but I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, do you know what? He's actually right. His tweet said, don't want to sell him, but I need the coins. He had 30 million coins or something stupid, right? Maybe even 60 million. And he said, I need the coins, right? You think to yourself, what are you talking about? You've done that for a rise. You've literally gone fishing there. But if you really think about it, if he wanted to buy, you've got 30 million. You want to buy Pele Moments, and you want to buy Prime, you want to buy Moments Ronaldo, R9, right? Let me go, at the moment of filming, how much money would that cost you to get 2 players? Just 2 players. Okay, they're the two of the best in the game, potentially. Pele would be 15 million. Because he's extinct on PlayStation. There's only one on the market on Xbox, and he's extinct on PC. So he's going to be 15 million. That's half of your budget gone already. Ronaldo is extinct. So again, 15 million. Both cards, 30 million. Wow. 2 cards. Okay, fair enough. They are the best cards in the game. Not everyone should be able to get them. But, I mean, let's just go for not a bang average icon. Let me try and think of one off the top of my head that is going to be, I don't know, like Lothar Matthäus, right? That, I don't know if he's meta this year. Moments Lothar Matthäus is 5 million coins on PC. He's 4 million coins on PlayStation, and he's just over 3 million coins on Xbox as I'm filming this, right? Now, in my opinion, he's not meta in the conventional sense. He's a very good card, and I'd love to own him so I could sell him. But he is a great card. But that's one card, and he's not even like a card that I would go for. He's not a card that I ever see anyone use or anyone ever go on about in terms of the pros or anything. But if I sold my entire club, I still wouldn't be able to afford him. That's the kind of thing we're up against, you know? Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible for people to do it. If you're willing to sit there and grind foot champs, rivals, squad battles, do League SBC method, maybe by end of June you could afford to go out and buy him if you've been lucky in packs. I can't play Weekend League. We've already discussed it. I can't play it. It hurts. It literally physically hurts too much. Not mentally. It physically hurts too much. So I can't do that. You don't get enough from rivals unless you're in Division 1 and you pick up rank 1 and you're opening tradable packs and such, which I'm just not good enough to do. And I don't enjoy the gameplay enough to be grinding that many games, you know? And then there's the menus. The menus, lads. The menus have gone downhill big time. Last year's menus were fantastic. And I even said this last year. You know, with some people like, they've been going, oh, I prefer FIFA 19 gameplay for FIFA 20. Do you remember how much you complained about FIFA 19? Because I do. And we complained a lot about that game. This year, I find the gameplay to be better, but the bullshit is more prevalent. So the passes going wayward, far more obvious. Not being able to select a certain player because the game is adamant it's going to give you that player. It's just blatant. It's so annoying. But last year, it wasn't football, right? But the menus last year were brilliant. This year, we have 6 less leagues in terms of League SBC. The packs are terrible compared to what they were last year. And the player rewards are nowhere near as good, and we don't have icon SBCs to help us with it either. Last year was such a good system if you wanted to grind the game without spending money. This year, they have tried their very, very best to make it look like they've done nothing in terms of change, but in actual fact, they've made it 10 times, not harder necessarily, but it just doesn't really work. You can, if you get lucky and you are willing to sit there for, I don't know, 2-3 hours a day grinding bronze packs, you might be able to do it. You can supplement the odd coins if you play all the game modes as well. But I don't have enough time to sit there and grind bronze packs, to do League SBCs, to play champs, to play rivals, to play squad battles, to keep picking up all these coins and all these cards. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. So, unfortunately, and the way that they changed the menus as well, actually, you know, the way that you build squads, they've made that slower. And they've done that deliberately to stop you from rinsing upgrades as quickly as you used to. And everybody's noticed it, but nobody really talks about it that much. But that is definitely a thing that they've done. And it doesn't add a lot of time when you're just doing 1, but when you're doing 60, yeah, do you know what I mean? Adds a lot of time. So, just to come down to brass tacks, really, I hate the gameplay so much this year. Well, I hate the bullshit in the game so much, the unresponsiveness and all the rest of it that we've listed time and time again, that I can't do it on a grind basis. If I'm sat there doing a player review, I don't care as much. I'm just focused on how good does this player play. That's all I care about. But after those few games I've used him are done, I'm out, you know. I can stop playing it. But with a Road to Glory, I need to keep up a certain level. I need to play like 4 or 5 times the amount of games just to be able to maintain a certain level to get the packs to give you content. And I just can't do it anymore. And I probably haven't explained very well in this version, but I'm starving and I've tried to record this 15 plus times by now. 12, 15 times. And I can't keep going round in circles. So, yeah, that is going to do it. Will I be back this year with the Road to Glory? Probably not. I think we're done now, because people will be disengaged with it. If I bring it back in a few months, if I maybe cut it down to 1 or 2 times a week or whatever, it's just no. I'm not. I think we're done. You know, we are where we are, and we've achieved what we've achieved, and this is what we have as a result. Now, I genuinely am sorry for those of you who are invested in the series and you wanted to see it continue, but I don't want to continue it anymore. I'm fed up of it now. I'm happy to sit there and do player reviews, to do prediction videos, to talk about 6 o'clock content, to even complete some 6 o'clock content. But what I don't want to do is have to sit there and grind out rivals and objectives that I don't care about, and to play draft that I'm not that invested in it, to continue to do League SBC and whittle down the coins to nothing, to try and generate some content for you to watch, because it's just, we're not going anywhere. We're never going to achieve anything. We've hit the levels we're going to hit, and I don't want to run an account anymore, basically. That's where I'm at with it. I just don't want to run an account anymore. I want to just jump in and play a few games to test out a few players, and that's where I am, you know. Unfortunately, will the Road to Glory return for FIFA 21? Only if EA make a drastic change to the game. It needs to be fun to play and rewarding to play. They need a big overhaul in FIFA 21. Otherwise, I'm going to have a massive problem. And not just me. I would imagine a lot of people are going to get just fed up and burnt out very, very quickly. We're going to have a FIFA 16 job on our hands where there was nothing new apart from draft added. No one really cared about it past October and people started playing Uno. Honestly, I think in FIFA 21, if they don't have a massive overhaul, they are going to lose a lot of people playing the game. So, this is our most decorated player in terms of goals. I mean, look at that record. 275 goals in 273 games with 215 assists. I salute you, 92 red Eden Hazard. Now, I'm going to continue to play games on this account because I'll be reviewing players. So, you know, look out on Twitter now and again. I might post some records so I'll do like a, you know, Road to Glory update in terms of certain players, but I'm only going to be playing on this account now for player reviews. I'm not going to use it for anything else. It's going to be sad to let it go, but it is what it is. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I would love to continue it. There's just nothing to do, and I hate it too much to be playing as much as I do. In terms of what we have on this account, I mean, it's stacked, packed, and all that with so many different players. Kante is our most capped player. Like, that's the big thing for me as well. 546 games on Kante. I would love to get him to 1,000 games. Chances are I won't now because I just won't play that many games between now and the end of the year. The annoying thing about that is I've been on about 500-ish games for ages. Like, for so long, for over a month. I've played hardly any games. Okay, I've not used Kante in every team that I've used, but still. It's sad, and it's been more obvious as the last few weeks have gone on that I'm just playing less and less, and to the point where I just can't generate the content anymore. But this is the account that we built up from nothing, no FIFA points spent. I'm happy with the achievement. You know, no FIFA points spent, and this is what we have. I mean, it's an unbelievable amount of stuff. Okay, most of it is untradeable. We've got a lot of red picks in there, but I'm happy with what we achieved this year. I am, and I'm sad to see it end, but I just can't do it anymore. There it is. So I mean, most of these players I've not even used, and that's the point. Like, you look, that card there. That card there is absolutely pointless. That card is absolutely pointless. That card is pointless because even that, like, you can't use them for anything. They're not good enough to use in game. First owner squads maybe for the odd objective, and SBCs. That's the only thing half these cards are used for. And whereas in FIFA 17, 16, 15, 13 in particular, you could use bronze cards and get away with it, you know, and still have fun with them. This year you can't use Max Meyer because it's just not good enough. Like, you look at it, you think, oh well, reactions are bad, strength's not there, not very good in front of goal, pace and sprint speed or acceleration and sprint speed's too much of a gap. I'm out, and no one uses him. It is a madness. But you can, if you still enjoy me as a person, I will be trying a few different things on the channel with regards to real life football and talking about that and player reviews and such as well. Prediction videos and what I'd like to see in FIFA style videos and all the rest of it. I'll still be doing loads of things like that. So if you still want to watch the content in that sense, then keep an eye out for it, because I'll still be doing stuff like that. I didn't even know I owned him. I'll be doing stuff like that. But with regards to the Road to Glory, I want to thank you massively for watching it as many episodes as you have done, for showing its support, for giving me ideas on things I can do and ways we can keep the series going, players you've suggested, and so on and so forth. But that is it for another year. And it's mad that we're at the end of February and I feel the need to do this already, but I can't continue to play this for 6 months. I really can't. If you have enjoyed the final episode of The Road to Glory and the series as a whole, then do me a favour and hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see reviews and predictions and all the rest of the content that I'll be doing. And until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.